Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 14 in season number 6 of the NOFSRL Turkey Hill Truck Series. We are here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. It's the shortest race of the season, which means these guys are going to have to go right away. 50 laps for the Rocky Ridge Custom Trucks 200. One of the traditional races here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series, and it's always been at the end of the season. And with only 5 races remaining in the schedule, we'll have to see if anybody can close in on Fisher G in the championship. And there's a good chance that that can happen here tonight. You saw qualifying last night. You saw that Fisher G is starting 32nd. And this is Bristol, mind to tell you, it is difficult to work your way from the back to the front. And the guy who won the race last week, only 65 behind, 4th in the points. Edwin Mendez starts on the outside pole. So I'm going to ask you, Nathan, what does Fisher G need to do in this race to avoid the worst possible damage that he could face here in the championship at Bristol?
Well, the worst possible damage that can happen to him is him getting involved in a potential crash here tonight and getting knocked out and finishing 36. But what he just needs to do is be aggressive but calm at the same time. He has to be aggressive, but he has to work his way through the field very, very fast, with it only being a 50-lap race. But you don't want to push yourself too hard and make it 3 or maybe even 4 wide, or turn someone or turn yourself and end the day. So, Fisher G's been really fast all season, but this is a critical race for him. It might end up being a really close championship battle in these last 4 races, or it will stay about the same. We just have to wait and see after 50 laps.
And of course, the next 2 races on the schedule are Armory Digital and Talladega, 2 super speedways where anything is possible. So you do not want to head into those races with a smaller margin than what you had. Of course, he still leads in the points, 378 points towards the championship. Cole Sampson, 63 points behind. Skylar Perry and Edwin Mendez, both 65 points behind. Mendez closed in by 14 points last week, or on Saturday, I should say, at Pocono Raceway. And Dan Park now 81 points behind. Dan Park does start last for this race. As a matter of fact, all of those guys start deep in the field along with Fisher G, except for Edwin Mendez. So we'll have to see what Mendez can do. Will he get the momentum? Win his 2nd straight race? We're going to have to see. Starting lineup, Trey Smith won the pole in the number 35. Great run for him right there. And Go Noom Racing. Derek Campbell trying to win his first race as an owner in the Truck Series. Row number 2, of course, we mentioned Edwin Mendez starting in the outside pole. Row number 2 sees Jesse Turner still going for that first career Truck Series win alongside Eli Bright in the number 5, who went flipping at Pocono last week. Eric Monaco, Madison Tall. Madison Tall had an issue at Pocono last week. She's hoping to rebound from that. Owen Miles got in to Eli Bright in that race. He's alongside McAngelo Nwangu, who got in to Eli Bright as well in that race. And then a couple of guys who weren't a part of any of that in melee at Pocono, Zachary Fitzwater and Emily Anderson in row number 10. These guys to fire up here. Trey Smith going to lead the field of the green flag in the number 35 machine here at the Pocono, at the Bristol Motor Speedway. We just did Pocono not too long ago. And of course, these guys are going to fire up here with Trey Smith leading the field to the green flag here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Rocky Ridge Custom Trucks 200. Of course, there is Fisher G really, really deep in the field. Not a good starting position at all. But John R. won a Craftsman Throwback Series race here. It's actually his 20th career Napa Fan win. He won here at the Bristol Motor Speedway back in, I believe it was August. And he's also starting deep in the field as well. But Trey Smith, Edwin Mendez, who's going to be the winner here tonight at Bristol?
Well, I think the top 2 have the best shot, but anyone in the top 5 or top 6 will have a shot.
We'll have to see who gets it done here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Green flag in the air. Trey Smith off to the jump on the start. Turner trying to follow suit and in the wall. Edwin Mendez. And he gets stuck in that outside lane. It does not work out. And these guys working that inside right there, they are not figuring it out right now. It's Eric Monaco and Owen Miles who hit the apron. We got some 3 wide going on right here. Zachary Fitzwater getting shuffled out of line. But to the race lead, it is Trey Smith. Pulled out ahead of the field there. Jesse Turner, Edwin Mendez. Gonna file in third, Eli Bright and Madison Toll. That is the top 5, but a wild start here at Bristol. But we expected that to happen here with this new version of the Bristol Motor Speedway. We got that PJ1 there down on the bottom. And that's definitely affecting the way these guys race the racetrack here tonight.
Yeah, we saw 3 wide, and we saw that it almost caused a big crash. And that's what he's going to do.
Oh, caution is out on the racetrack. And around, John Art, Nick Smith. So early on here tonight at Bristol, lap number 5. Got a yellow flag as John Art and Nick Smith got into each other. Fisher G is deep in the field, still outside the top 30 right now. Mendez had a big moment right there at the start, hit the outside wall of a turn 2. But he was able to file in at third. Great position for him right there, nonetheless. Well, no pit stops in this race. Of course, it's the shortest race of the season, mileage-wise, which means that these guys are good to go on fuel. They will not have to come down the pit lane, so let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the first caution of the night in the Rocky Ridge Custom Trucks 200 at Bristol. Right here, there were 3 wide, almost 4 wide off of turn number 4, and Dale Lightning had nowhere to go. Jason Tucker moved up into him, and they all scrambled right there. Nick Smith also involved, and John Art, just an innocent victim of this one as Nick Smith came down on him down the front stretch, sending both drivers around in the inside wall. I think we needed a breather from that wild start. They all went everywhere at the beginning of that race, but thankfully they kept it pretty calm throughout the next couple of laps, and we'll have a single file restart, so that'll definitely be a huge difference in how this race plays out. But tough break for those guys, but they'll be able to continue at the end of the field here at Bristol.
So as you can see, they went 4 wide almost here at Bristol when it did not work, and just John, like you said, an innocent bystander, had nowhere to go, and that's what cost the first caution of the night. And meanwhile, it was the number 35 winning the race back to the line here at Bristol Motor Speedway.
Of course, Trey Smith did not want to see that caution. He had a really good run there at the start of the race. Had a pretty big gap between him and Jesse Turner, but now he's going to have to deal with Turner on a restart. Let's go ahead and see what happens on that restart here at the Bristol Motor Speedway Rocky Ridge Custom Trucks 200 on a Wednesday night. Only 5 races left in the season. Let's see how it goes here. The world's fastest half mile. Back here at the Bristol Motor Speedway Rocky Ridge Custom Trucks 200 action. Here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series, Trey Smith has led every lap so far. Bonus point towards the championship for him. Jesse Turner right behind him in second. Edwin Mendez going for his second straight win. Eli Bright looking for some redemption. Same with Madison Toll. Both of those guys looking for redemption from last week. Back to racing lap 10 of 50 here at Bristol.
Trey Smith got a great jump on Jesse Turner to we just see up front a lot inside the top 5 and top 10 at Pocono on Saturday, and he's all the way up front again here at Bristol. Going to get on a hot speed for that 75.
Oh, Trey Smith in the outside wall just a little bit there. But Turner was unable to get a run on him there for the top position. Meanwhile, we're going to focus back on Fisher G. He's still deep in the field right now. Dan Park ahead of him. Somebody there on the apron. That's Sebastian Cook along with an issue. Dale Lightning is also down. I believe they are the only 2 guys a lap down right now, and in fact, they are. Trey Smith looking to pull away right there. Mendez falling back. Eli Bright getting around him in the wall significantly. Owen Miles, but no caution. He bounced back in the line. Number 34. Kukulon coming back on the racetrack in front of the race leaders. This is going to get a little edgy right here. Eli Bright way up. He's going to lose the position back to Edwin Mendez. And Mendez back to the inside, going to take third away. But Mendez hits the apron. Could not hit the apex of the corner, and he is going to give Eli Bright that position. Back up front. Turner trying to find a way to the back bumper of the 35 at Trey Smith. But this place is so fast. It's the fastest I've seen these guys go in the trucks before, and they are really whipping it around this place here tonight. John Arnn on the pit lane. He's got an issue. He was involved in an accident earlier on. He's now a lap down. Tough break for John Arnn. He got that win at Gateway just a couple of weeks ago, and since then it's been all downhill for him.
Yeah, but right now, these guys are just running that PJ1, but Jesse Turner tried running outside of the PJ1, but that might cost him, even though Kukulon is a lap down.
Kukulon has a fast truck, but he's 3 laps down right now. The number 24, Eli Bright, got around Edwin Mendez. Mendez in the 4th position. Still a really good run for him. Fisher G, he's making some moves. He's 25th right now, trying to ease the damage. Of course, a lot of guys have come down the pit lane, but he's actually made a lot of moves back in the field on this inside lane. So a great job out of Fisher G, trying to do all he can after that poor starting position. Of course, the thing is far from over. You never know when he could be involved in an accident. The way things have been going here tonight at Bristol, very possible that that could be the case. Back to the race lead. And Turner trying to fend off Sebastian Kukulon while Trey Smith pulls away. I have to see if Trey Smith closes into the back of the field. It's very possible. Adam Garcia is crossing the line right now, and Trey Smith is crossing the line right now, so you can see how close Trey Smith is to the back of the field here at Bristol.
Yeah, this is the weirdest race that Bristol I've ever seen. But
I believe the caution is back out here and around again. John Arndt. This time with Matt Tuck, and it doesn't appear that John Arndt is too happy with the 98.
Oh, that's right in front of the lead, too.
It is. Fisher G going to be safe from all of that. He is now in the 23rd position. And he's doing a good job. I mean, all things considered, it's difficult to work your way through the field here at Bristol. He's done a great job at trying to ease the damage that Edwin Mendez could make. Of course, Mendez, the way they're currently running, would gain about 20 points on Fisher G. And then put him about 46 behind heading into Armory Digital, so it's far, far from over in the championship, especially for Mendez. After that win last week, that really propelled him in this championship hunt. But tough break there for John Arndt again, with Matt Tuck getting involved in this one. Let's go ahead and see what happened to him to bring out the second caution of the night here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. And the number 98 of Matt Tuck overshot turn 4. And John Arndt is probably pretty sick and tired of this happening. The second time it's happened to him here tonight. In the same exact place. He gets caught up in somebody else's mistake. And both the 98 and the 05 going around down the front stretch just like the first accident. And I can imagine John Arndt not too happy with Matt Tuck because it's happened to him already tonight. He was not planning on it happening to him again in this one here at Bristol.
So this is what happened. Matt Tuck just ran the high side, climbed into the outside wall, went down the track. Nowhere to go once again for John, and then when they were getting one back up to speed, John Arndt decided to bang on Matt Tuck, and then they kept on door slamming each other until they caught up to the back of the field again. But we might have a fight on pit road between two big names, John Arndt and Matt Tuck, at the end of this one.
We'll have to see. It's Bristol. It's the place for it. Sure, one guy doesn't have too much of a temper. That's Trey Smith in the 35. He's led every lap so far, looking to get an extra bonus point towards the championship for that as well, but he's going to have to fend off Jesse Turner again. We'll have to see what happens on the restart here at Bristol. We are back here at the Bristol Motor Speedway, and of course, remember when it was Elijah Gordon and Trey Bartow battling. I believe Elijah Gordon ended up getting the race victory in the race. Trey Bartow had dominated the event. We had multiple restarts, and Bartow got Gordon on every one except the last one. Just keep that in mind here for Trey Smith. He has not won this race yet. Halfway through the Rocky Ridge Custom Trucks 200 at Bristol, Trey Smith, Jesse Turner, Eli Bright, Edwin Mendez, and Eric Monaco, the top 5. Kukulon's a lap down, and he joins Dale Lightning and John Arndt as drivers lap down in this race. Everyone else still on the lead lap. Points leader Fisher G in 23rd. And another great jump out of Trey Smith. Getting the jump on Jesse Turner on the restart is exactly what he needs if he's going to win this race here tonight at the Bristol Motor Speedway.
Yeah, with it being so hard to pass, at least inside the top 10, if he keeps on doing that, then Trey Smith is most likely going to win.
And I don't think Turner's got the best race truck either. Kukulon, who is 3 laps down, going to get to the inside of him. Turner in the outside wall. Eli Bright's going to get by for second. Eric Monaco trying to make a move on Mendez. He got on the apron. We've seen that happen quite a bit here tonight. Not entirely sure what the deal is with those guys. Mendez, though, back in 4th. Holding on to this top 5 run right now, but nobody is getting to the 35 of Trey Smith here tonight, at least up to this point. And he's going to get another bonus point towards the championship for leading the most laps here in this one.
he is just absolutely gone, almost like the way that Kyle Busch drives at Bristol. When he gets out front, no one can stop him, and that's what's happening to Trey Smith right now in that 35. But you mentioned about these guys hitting the 8-1 in 1 and 2. It's only happening in 1 and 2. It's not happening at all in 3 and 4. It's the opposite in 3 and 4. They end up hitting the wall off of 4. So fairly strange things are happening here at Bristol tonight.
Fisher G's done a great job tonight. He's now up to the 16th position. He's clawed his way halfway through the field in this one. Exactly what he needed, and Mendez is still going to close in as Turner falls back even more. That 75 is really struggling now. I think got really tight, I believe. But I don't know. If we don't get another caution in this race, Trey Smith is going to drive away with this thing. Mendez is now in 3rd. Great run for him. He got around Eric Monaco right there. And Mendez doing all he can to gain as many points as he can on Fisher G. He's got to be careful right here. Monaco getting the inside of him off the corner. And Monaco was unable to make the move on Mendez there for the 3rd position. Jarakowski brake checked it a little bit right there. Andrew Ross is moving his way through the field. Almost got the win at Gateway a few weeks ago. He's to the inside of Massatol. Toll's going to lose now 3 positions. She's stuck in the outside lane. That outside lane is really bad. It did not used to be that bad here at the Bristol Motor Speedway, but now it's terrible. And here is Trey Smith getting into lap traffic. And this race is almost about to end. There's Adam Garcia on the outside wall. We're going to have to see how this lap traffic affects Trey Smith. We've really not seen this before in a race. With Trey Smith doing that right now, lapping this field here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. He's got to be careful. Not get caught up in somebody else's mess.
Yeah, this is really weird. This reminds me a lot of the Red Bull Cup Series race here at Bristol about a month and a half ago. At least this race has had a couple cautions, but still it's been one driver dominating the race and the outside lane not looking at all.
Trey Smith is on that outside lane, and he's in the wall hard! He popped it, but he's going to keep on leading this race. He's got to be careful not to make another mistake late. I think Eli Bright kind of got trapped on the inside lane right there. Eric Monaco moving his way through the field. He's up to 3rd now. Mendez is 4th. And Trey Smith has led all 41 laps so far in this race. And he almost lost the race right there. And the caution, no, it is not back out. Still green here at Bristol. And we're closing in on that period. If we get a caution, the race is going to end. Nobody able to get around the 35 of Trey Smith here tonight, going for his first career Napa fan win here at Bristol. Adam Garcia, however, is putting some pressure to the back bumper of the 35. This thing is not over yet.
This is not over whatsoever. But if Trey Smith does any more mistakes like that again, then Eli Blythe is going to be all over his back bumper, and he might have a shot to send it in one of these turns late in the going. It's far from over.
Well, next time by, it's only 5 laps to go on the Rocky Ridge Custom Trucks 200 at Bristol. Trey Smith has led every lap, looking to go flag to flag here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. And with all the lap traffic in between him and Eli Bright, only unless Adam Garcia finds a way to the inside of him, I don't think he's going to lose this race. Doing an excellent job. Other than that one time he overshot the corner, Trey Smith has been flawless here tonight at the Bristol Motor Speedway.
And that's really impressive to do, especially at the track of Bristol. There's short track tempers and short track bang happens all the time, except here tonight. But Trey Smith, he's been the dominant car of the day. Just like Mendez was at Pocono on Saturday, so back-to-back races with dominant truck is going to most likely win the race.
Mendez has fallen back to 5th. Fisher G is in 14th. So Mendez is only going to gain 9 positions as it looks right now. White flag for Trey Smith at Bristol. And only unless he wrecks on this final lap, Trey Smith will go flag to flag in the Rocky Ridge Custom Trucks 200. Trey Smith wins at Bristol.
What a dominant performance for Trey Smith in that number 35 team. Gets the job done here at the world's fastest half mile.
Great job out of Trey Smith. He held off Jesse Turner just like he needed to. And Trey Smith in victory lane at the Bristol Motor Speedway. It's definitely an interesting race. Not exactly what we expected here tonight. I thought we were going to see a little bit more passing up front, but qualifying definitely a major factor here tonight. With Trey Smith getting the race victory ahead of Eli Bright. A great run for Eli Bright here tonight at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Eric Monaco, Andrew Ross, and Edwin Mendez only gaining 8 positions on Fisher G. He's only going to gain 8 points on him. Fisher G did an outstanding job here tonight, moving his way through the field with a 13th place finish. Take a look at the rest of the results. Adam Garcia, Chris Skinlart, Sebastian Kugalon, John Arndale Lightning all a lap down here tonight at the Bristol Motor Speedway.
Well, you know what? That just shows that you were able to pass here tonight at Bristol, but not just for that race lead, because Fisher G, an amazing one, 32nd to 13th. And that's going to save his point gap for the most part. If he finished 32nd, then he would have lost about 27 points on Mendez, but he's only going to lose 9 instead of 27. So, a great job from Fisher G tonight.
And in the points, Fisher G still holding on, but now only by 57 points, so it's starting to close in a little bit. Mendez did all he could, really. I mean, he didn't have the truck to win this race, ended up finishing in the 5th position, 5 top 5s. You know, he's the only driver in the field who's starting to rival Fisher G here in the points. Cole Sampson, 68 behind. Skylar Perry, 79 behind. Dan Park, 82 behind them. Not really much of a change there for those guys. Cole Sampson actually did a pretty decent job, only finishing 5 positions behind Fisher G. He also gained quite a few positions in this race. And then Skylar Perry lost quite a few, unfortunately, in number 45. You take a look at the rest of the point standings right there. And, of course, in the Owners' Championship, CJ Williams, Big Names Racing, still holding it, but they lost a little bit of ground to Julius Anderson's team right there, as Edwin Mendez had a great run. Just like in the Drivers' Championship, the Owners' Championship, between the 43 and the 63 right now. It's still far from over. We got 4 races left, including 2 super speedways, and if you like Truck Series action, well, we're going to give some more to you in 2 days. The Intuit QuickBooks 200 from the Armory Digital Super Speedway. That's coming up. One of my favorite races to do all year long. It's another short race. Only going to be 20 laps there around that super speedway in Seattle, Washington. But don't miss it. It is going to be wild, and anyone can finish anywhere. Nobody is safe throughout any portion of that race. Of course, that race ended under caution last year. And who knows, Fisher G might be caught up in something. We could see Edwin Mendez in victory lane, and if that happens, all heck's going to break loose when we head to Talladega by this time next week. So a lot coming up here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. And I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's race. Even though we didn't have a pass for the lead, a lot was happening out there, and Trey Smith able to hold on and take the race victory in the Rocky Ridge Custom Trucks 200. Thank you guys so much for watching. On behalf of Nathan Stapleton, thank you so much for joining me. And we'll see you guys on Friday night for the Intuit QuickBooks 200 from Armory Digital. I will see you guys later.
See you guys.